Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Nope, this is not sized properly. Was it fine? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Hope everyone is doing okay. It's been a while since I've done a stream. Get open the Twitch chat. J Parker, thank you so much for the sub. Oh, great. So yeah, I was actually about to ask this. I wanted to test the sub notification because I tried changing it. I, however, don't know if the sound works because for some reason, no matter what the clip is, if I try playing a test subscription on my screen, it shows no sound. So I don't know why that is. No sound. So I have no idea. What is the sorting? I just click randomize. Look at the first 5 cards, so it's easier to see what the cards are instead of going into solo mode. Just me being lazy. No sound. All right, I guess I'll fix that. If anybody can help me at some point, but I have no idea why there's no sound. No. You hear the sub notification? There is sound for the sub notification. Someone's just Nesh is just trolling me. Oh no, TJ Parker is trolling me. Thank you for the thank you for the raid, Nesh. I appreciate you very much, Mr. Neshalo. I'll talk to you later. No sub sound. Okay, so I don't know if anybody knows how to fix that. That'd be great, but I do not. It's on Streamlabs. If you can test, yeah, I know, but I don't know why it doesn't work. I guess I should move this. I don't know if there's any public info or private info in here, so I should probably not do it on where you guys can see it. Let me check. So alert box, and then I hit test subscription, and it shows up, right? So you guys can see that, right? You can see the video, but you don't see the sounds. You don't have the sounds, yeah. But it says sound on here. Like, that's what I'm not understanding. Like, I can show you guys, I guess. I'm not sure if it'll show anything with private, but not. I that'll be that big of a deal. But yeah. The sound volume it says 48%. So I'm not sure what isn't correct. No, I don't hear the sound from my problem. I have a bunch of tech problems because I'm dumb. But yeah, I mean, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about first. Turning it up all the way doesn't work. I'm not testing followers. Those are actual people following. But yeah, so second place at Worlds. I will have a vlog going up on the channel soon. It'll be fairly long, but I hope you guys will enjoy it either way. That should be up in a bit. Vlad is still working on editing it. I have other videos in the works as well, and I'll have stuff for a bunch of meta-related videos as well. I'll probably put a Banlist reaction video. I can do that live on stream. I haven't really had a chance to look at it. In fact, I haven't opened Master Duel since World at all, so I was hoping to do that now, I guess, on stream. New setup looks better. It is a bit better. Yeah, I'm happy. Smooth God, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Did I like the Master Duel Worlds format? Yeah, I'll talk a bit more into it. I get into actually Master Duel to show you guys. I guess that's what I should do. I'll work on this later with someone who can walk me through it. So I apologize for no sound right now. I'm tech illiterate, so bear with me. So let's open up Steam. Open up YuGiOh Master Duel. Why is this not working? Oh, there you go. All right. Three v three, yeah, 3v3s are always more fun. So I'm gonna appreciate that a fair bit as well. Oh my god, always a download. Japan doing TCG as well. I will see how time goes for today, but I'm not expecting to have a chance. I'll be doing a plenty though. I'm home for a bit, and I want to try stream pretty much every day that I'm here. In fact, TCG will probably be tomorrow because I'm also doing Master Duel on a Thursday. I have a team war, and that'll take up some time. They should honestly have more 3v3 Master Duel tournaments. Well, they should just have more Master Duel tournaments in general. They don't really have any for NA. Like, the extent of the competition for Master Duel in NA is the Worlds. Congrats. Thank you very much. Alright, so what do I miss? There are a lot of notifications. Download campaign. I don't have a lot of the packs. Oh, what did I just do? Gift box. Alright, so I'm excited about this. So I heard about these. Party favor, and I had plenty of time. Okay. Finalist stuff. So what did I get here? I don't know. I get my own. What is this? I don't know what this is. This is an icon thing. I guess we can take a look at accessories. Sleeves. I guess we should go take a look at what those are. I haven't bought either of the last two packs. I should probably do that at some point, but I guess it's fine. How do I check my accessories? So I got new sleeves. Party favor. This is what I have to use. This is the world sleeves, yes. I'm so sad. The dual field for Worlds, I don't know if you guys saw, was so cool. I was really hoping we got that arena to use as our own thing. That would have been awesome. Nothing there. Sure, this is cool. I'll use that. 3 main cards. Okay. I have to go here. Frick, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Edit. The Master Duel feel, dude. The feeling of being in that venue for round 1 to start, and then we had that show up, that cool Master Duel opener, and we saw that arena with the music. We all like felt it, and we're like, all right, time to go. Obviously, we lost round 1, so it wasn't great from that perspective. But like that was so hype. We were all very excited. At least my team was. We saw that. It was super cool. Icon did I get? This? Sure, let's just use all the world's bling, I guess. Is this the one? Okay. Title. This is cool. Wait, why did I just delete? Oh, I'm a stoic. Give me stoic again. Mate. No cool mates, right? It's the same ones. I'm a boy rabbit. We'll do just fine. Wallpaper. Whatever. My pod for Worlds was stacked. I mean, a lot of there were plenty of good teams. Like there were a lot of good teams, but it was crazy. I remember we were very stressed the whole time. Is there some kind of mod to get this field? I mean, you have to get top 4, right, or finals. Wow, I have 3,000 followers now on Master Duel. That's crazy. I guess like what happens here? So can you just watch the tournaments or watch the rounds? Oh no. Where were you able to watch the matches? What else did I do in Japan? It'll be in the vlog. I talked about it a lot in there, but I'll go over some. Okay. Yep, sorry, I picked a bad team. I picked one of the guys in my group because we're good friends with them, and if I won, I'd be happy enough anyways. Well, sorry, Bowden, pooed the bed. What else can I show you guys? So when everyone was like talking bad about the setup they had for the event, but even though it looked like an office building, it was very nice to play in, and they still had every team with their own section, with very like clean, like sleek mass duel layouts. That was super cool. And then they had our name tags on there for all of us, which we had to ask them if we could take afterwards. But I think this was just super cool. And it really is just paper. Like, it's nothing insane, but it's little touches like that. They make it specialized to use is just interesting. And they gave us they used to play on as well, which is like mouse pads with YuGiOh card on them. You can print this yourself probably, but like small touches like that just elevate the experience. So we give Konami a lot of crap and like may compare it to Pokemon Worlds, but I was really happy with a lot of the things they did. Thank you guys for all the kind comments. VT Gary, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. But Hype Train, I really wish you guys could hear the sound. It's the one where in the finals, Jerome McHale, one of the commentators, is like, I thought Jesse was cooked. In fact, I can play the clip probably on stream, but it's whatever. Pokemon Worlds? I don't play Pokemon Worlds, but I was there as a spectator. I was there for 2 weeks. I guess I can tell you the things I did in short form in Japan was I went to Akihabara. I went to Pokemon Worlds. Went to see Disney. I went to like a wrestling show, like a New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I mean, that's most of it. It's a couple small things. We went to like an escape room, an aquarium, art museum. I'm probably forgetting things. I was supposed to leave the Tokyo area to do things, but the weather got bad and I couldn't. And I spent 300 Canadian dollars on a rail pass that I ended up not using because I couldn't really leave Tokyo. And because the trains didn't actually get canceled, I couldn't get a refund or anything. But I didn't want to take the train to some remoter part of Japan to see the nature because that's what I'd be interested in. And then just be stranded there when the rain like got bad because there was a typhoon. And like that's just risky. So I burnt $300, which is a little lame, but that's the way it goes. Tokyo Disney, we were at Disney Sea, which is next to Tokyo Disney. Honestly, it was just the same as any other Disney park, which is cool, but I've done it before. Guy Who Increases, thank you so much for the sub. All right, and then what else I got to show you here is this. This is super cool. Everyone freaking out on me to not sell this. Do what I want. You guys understand how much something like this is worth? It's a lot of money to give up. I don't know if you guys can even see it well. Probably not. Well, it's the prize. I guess in a video on YouTube I can give better lighting on it because it's pretty bad. I full screen myself with it. That'd be a smart idea. You are correct. Why I didn't do that sooner when I was showing you the prices, I don't know, but does that help? Let me move my lights around. One second, my light is like falling over now. Probably still not great. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. But it's super cool. It was based off of Odaiba, the Rainbow Bridge, where the event was held. I think it's really cool. Anyways, yeah, that's that prize card. Obviously would have loved the first place one. I don't have to explain that to anybody. I'm very happy with what I got still. Could have packed it away. How much does something like that sell for? The market's about $30,000 US. So if you guys wondering why I'm considering selling it, there you have. That's why. not cheap at all. It is very much an expensive item that is not for everybody. Okay, let me switch it back to the master duel view. Did I go to a YuGiOh local over there? I didn't play in any, but we were at very many card stores. There's no new ban list. There is. We'll go over in a second. It was really nice hanging out with you and the rest, Jesse. What's up, Quantal? It was good meeting you, yeah. What about the Master Duel ban list? Any thoughts? We can go into that in a sec. I guess people still want to go over the world stuff, so I'm going to go over it a bit more. What can I tell you about the tournament? I feel like we were pretty prepared. We did a good job, and there's very little I changed in our lineups. We made small mistakes that I think we could have fixed throughout the tournament, just like playing. Like, I misplayed in my final game versus Josh. The nerves got to me. It's a bit weird because I think he made a mistake that kind of distracted me, and I mean, it's also my fault for even like losing sight of what was going on. And then it just ended up being like a bad thing for me as well. Which I guess I can look at that game at some point and tell you what I'm talking about. But like, you guys can watch my round one in a match that I was going to win either way, but I dropleted into an imperm column. Obviously that is terrible. Like, there's no excuse for that. I got memed a lot on Reddit for that, and I don't really blame people because it's pretty sad for me to do. And the worst part is I talked about it on stream before I left, how I was really scared of doing something like that because I have never in my life, I think, played into the imperm column in real life. However, in Master Duel, I've done it like 5 times, and I don't know why. Leon Dubstep, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter if you are a pro. Like, there's going to be mistakes either way. It just depends what. The imperm stuff, oh God, it's bad, but it's fine. So round 1, we played against the other European team, Bowden, Herman, and Isk. You guys can watch all the matches. I lose the die roll to Bowden in the tier mirror, and I lost that, and our team kind of went 1-2 at that point. Next one, we bring it back with a 2-1, but I think we lose 2-1 in the last round. So that was the first round we lost. We were very nervous. Obviously, starting off 0-1, you have to win the other 2, and then you still just could lose on tiebreakers. Obviously, there are only 2 1s left at the end of pools for us, so the tiebreakers never mattered. But yeah, so the next up, we have the Japanese team, including the first place global player, as well as the 2019 world champion. That match went well for us. I was happy with that one. I actually went 0-3 in that one. Part of that was kind of bad because I was in a spot where I could have used the Kelbeck and I didn't because I thought his deck was different than it was. And this is kind of bad teamwork on our part where we had bad intel on what he was playing. And that led to me making a mistake that cost me a game versus Koki. And that didn't end up mattering, but because my other teammates both went 3-0. But I went 0-3, which is obviously not something I'm proud of. Next match, though, I went 3-0 to make it better. Those was the Korean team. That's good as well. Very happy with my games versus the Korean team. You guys can see versus the Adamant's a better player. He had full combo, and I just OTK'd him that turn very, very convincingly. And then also versus the branded player in the next round, where it didn't matter because my teammates both won as well. It was 6-3 in our favor again. But he opened up Jewisworm and Magnemite, and I was able to stay in the game and got myself down to a spot where if I was able to manipulate the size of my deck to like 6 cards, and with like 4 out of 6 being live draws that killed him on the spot. And I drew the 4 and 6 that were favorable for me and won there. But yeah, that was super cool. And that was both those games were games where I won a 0 Boros and people were talking about it, and that was very cool. Top 4 versus the Brazilian team was sick as well. It felt really good. So I do plan it one time the whole tournament, I'm pretty sure, and that was in that final game against Zeta. He's playing Exosister. And my hand was just so good against him. We were 4-2 leading into the last round, so only one of us had to win. And I looked at my hand. It was like double Super Poly Talents Planet against Exo, and I'm like, guys, I think we got this. Like, bearing any anomalies, this hand is so strong. I don't know what he could do, and it was a very, very one-sided match. Like, he tried staying in it, and while I couldn't extend past immediately because he like didn't make the super polys live. He never really could have done anything because the second he started playing, he would have got punished like heavily. You drew Planet twice. Oops, you drew it twice in the finals, didn't you? Like, yeah. So I can show you guys my deck lists. Obviously, it doesn't matter now, but I can explain thought processes for us. Unholy Fat Man, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. You just canceled your sub because you were never streaming. Might renew if you're here every so often. I appreciate that so much. I did post a video on YouTube, which I know alienates some of my audience. I posted it before I left, apologizing for me being away for so much. A lot of it was I was on a family vacation, and then I really wanted to focus on Worlds, and then it meant not really publicly testing, and it's limited how much YuGiOh I can play in the day. So last month and a bit, I wasn't really here, and I was in Japan for 2.5 weeks. But now I am back, and I do plan to stream more. But yeah, so I should be there. The only 2 times you drew Planet were there. Well, you're crazy. Yeah, like you maxied Ryan and he passed, and we were thinking he's okay against you, and then you just had you had the Planet and Scream. We're like, oh man, it's so good. Yeah. Yes, this was the deck. So it's a little bit non-standard. We weren't playing Grief like other players were. No really supplementary engines. The biggest thing here, though, is no Ash or Call By, even though those were cards we shared and had access to. The reason is this deck can play well around Maxi. The only times it's worse around Maxi is when you go second. And Ash and Call By weren't good in really any other spots. And even then, when you're going second, you have those cards. They usually just force out on the gate and don't actually stop the Maxi. So the problem still stands. And then you need to kill through Maxi. The problem with that, though, is you need Snow to kill through Maxi. And you can only risk getting a hit off Desires. Also, you need to see it. And that's how we ended up playing the 2 Snows. You see more often. And with having more discard cards, like good cards to discard like these, droplets ended up being good, and also covered bad matchups, or worse matchups, like the Barrier Statue Stun. This deck was still favored against it, but it was a little scary. So to mitigate that, drop it, covered rogue stuff like Adamantipator. Good versus Exo. It was fine in the mirror. And it made stuff like multiple Snows like fine draws, and did let you push through random spots pretty well. So I was happy with the droplet. It is a bit worse going first than something like Talents. And maybe could have swapped out the 3rd Talents for the 3rd droplet, but I think it was fine the way it was. The Talents is way better in the mirror match, but it is worse in other matchups a lot of the time. So that's kind of where our decision making went. The reason we shared Ash and Call By was we just felt like Maxi is the enemy number 1. You want to stop Maxi from resolving. While I'm okay with it happening, Ray's main deck was Sprite and Ryan's main deck was Dragon, and neither one of those want Maxi to happen. So I felt like it was pretty explanatory. Just stop it from happening. And there's no we're sold on Maxi and Ash, but the other card we couldn't really decide. We thought maybe Zeus, but it would have just been me and Sprite using it. We thought maybe Dark Ruler for a bit, and then decided that wasn't worth it. We thought about a couple things, but nothing ever really actually made sense. So we decided for Call By because it covered a lot of the random stuff, and it meant that we could have greedier counter decks and have more ways to stop Maxi in there. One of those was Sword Soul. We wanted a deck that was good against trap stuff like Lab to back up the Sprite player being Ray. So Sword Soul is really good versus trap decks, and especially when he was main decking Lightning Storm, Red Reboot, Harpy's Feather Duster, and like Vishudas and Circles. So he should just destroy those decks. The only way he should lose is Maxi, so that way he gets to play maximum number of Maxi answers. So does the Dragon deck, and so does the Sprite deck. That was a thought process there. As for my secondary deck, I never played it. It was Marincess. I've never played this deck in an event before, and I can't believe this is a deck I brought to the World Championship. But yes, I never played this. The reason that I brought Marincess is I found that versus the Despia deck that those OCG guys were bringing was when they had Lubellion or Magnemite or something along those lines with the Brand Fusion combo, they were making Rinbrum and then Mirror Jade, and then putting the Magnemite on field or the Bestial, and then would use the Mirror Jade's effect, and then negate with Burnbrum, so it'd still be alive for next turn, and the Albion would still be in the grave, and then they'd get a bounce of cards, then they bounce back their Bestial. So now they'd have like the Magnum Search, the Bestial Searching or Bounce Back the Hands. They have 2 Bestials. Magnum plus like Jewess Worm or Ball Drake. The Mirror Jade would still be live. Rimbrum would still be there, and the Albion would set a card from deck. And then a lot of the time they'd have Lost and Mercurior as well. So that would leave me with pretty far behind unless I had Maxi. And in testing, I only beat that field once, and it required like a Super Poly and a Talents and a Desires to pop off, which is not going to happen all the time. Albeit it can happen. I don't want to rely on that. So in that matchup, I wanted to switch because I felt like going second. It was impossible. And we thought maybe I'd switch against Dragon into this as well, but I wasn't comfortable enough with the deck to do that. And this deck just is fine against that. Like Crystal Hearts with Battle Ocean being unaffected, a lot of decks wouldn't be prepared for it and couldn't out. Same with just being protected by Wave and a bunch of hand traps to like slow all these combo decks down, specifically Graveyard Hate with the Crows. Yeah, I did not play it. Is one branded fusion enough to keep playing branded? Well, we'll talk about the Banlist afterwards. So yeah, I guess people wanted to keep on with the tiers. Specifically the Zoo stuff I've talked about before. I really like these. They play around evenly matched, so that you keep extending your combos with Pop and Kaleido, and just getting grind games. I'm sure people saw that a lot when I played, is sometimes you'll just make this against a deck that's not graveyard based, and it's just very, like, this will trade for several cards, and it's very strong value wise. So I'm very happy with these. And as for the Desires, even if you banish 2 of a name, it's not that big of a deal. You can easily play with 2 tiers, which is why I still think tiers fine. And it's draw 2. So if you can afford to, like, the downside of Desires is always the thing you have to focus on, because if you can afford to play Desires, you are playing it. No one's ever going to tell you Pot of Greed is bad. So you can afford to play it, and you play it. That's at least my approach to Desires, and I can fit it in there. Otherwise, the deck is pretty standard. No goods. I really don't like goods. I think it conflicts with Desires a bit. Also, it is making your turn worse, because it means even if you send Solic to add like a monster to play, you've taken a good mill out of your deck, so your turn's overall power level has gone down a bit. Foolish is similar, I think, but it had way more flexibility, and seeing Snow is important enough that it can pivot a bit, that it was fine. But I don't love Foolish. But yeah. What are your thoughts on... So, sorry, I'll answer some questions now. I know I've not really been looking at chat, so I'll get to that. I also missed Dill Connolly sub. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on Trio Runic? So, we tested a little bit, and I'm just never been a fan of Runic decks that much. I just felt like when I played against that deck, or when I played with it, its turn 1s were incredibly strong, but when it went second, it really couldn't break fields if your opponent knew what they were doing. And I mean, I have respect for my opponents. It's something like the World Championship. I expected people to know how to deal with it. And I just feel like you can't really win going second versus a lot of these like decks like Sprite, Dragon Link, or Tier, like the decks with a higher ceiling. Like you can beat Lab, you can beat XO, but more of a deck that puts up big monsters becomes hard. That was my perception. So why we didn't bring it. I think Ray wanted to be on Sprite. We felt like that was a strong deck. Josh said it's weaker than Maxi, which is true, but we were more prepared for that. He had 6 outs to Maxi in his deck. And that was like our hand trap mid-range deck. We felt it just, when it pops off, even Tier has a hard time cracking through it. And then we were happy with Ryan being a Dragon Lab, because that dynamic and being able to switch between the two made it very hard for people to play against Ryan and have to cue the right deck. And they had to make an end field to kind of have to deal with either Dragon or Lab, which is really hard. And so we were happy with that combination. And then obviously I played Tier, and I wanted my backup deck to deal with a specific thing, and the Trio Runic was not for that. My backup deck was almost a Trio Runic, just something to deal with like stun decks as well, similar to Striker. But again, that's not actually what I feel like I had a problem with, especially after I put Drop It in the deck, that those type of stun decks just became even easier. So yeah. How many times does Desire kill your deck? 0. It's not that likely for it to kill your deck. It's very, very unlikely. If it was like 20% chance to brick my deck, I wouldn't play it, but it's not. I haven't done the math on it, which is sloppy of me, to be honest, but I can tell you it is not that high. Ryan was so unlucky during the final. I got maxed every game. That happens. It sucks. I'm pretty sure I lost every single coin toss in Top Cut. But that's the way Yu-Gi-Oh goes, and it happens. So, what can you do? Let me scroll up a bit, see if I missed any questions, because I'm sure I have. I've been rambling for a bit. Concept of 3v3 deck building was really cool. It was. This, like, the shared card thing kind of made it weird, because at one point everyone's actually just going to be Maxi and Ash. There's only one real spot for shared cards. First game, Zerboros popped on screen and Worlds was epic. It's crazy. Me and Ray both had Zerboros in our deck. We both won games with it. I love that card. I think it's super sick. It's a Grand Madru from the extra deck. How was the timer for Worlds? Yeah, I know you guys couldn't see it. It is very stressful. And I got laughed at a bit because I said I was very worried about timing out. But tier takes a lot of time, and if you want to be very careful with your plays, you will time out. So, like, you need to be careful and very fast to playing with this deck. Otherwise, and especially in the mirror, you will have issues. I think it happened for Bowden twice. And against Quantal in the finals, I had 6 seconds left at one point. So if you can see me shaking a bit in those final turns, I was on almost 0 time. And I was very happy with how I played that. Maybe some small things I could have changed, but I feel like I played that well and fast enough to not obviously time out, because I was very close to that happening. You never went below 70 seconds. You play so much Master Duel. I don't know how you do that. At the same time, I think... I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. I think that's just so hard to believe. Why don't you take time to think about your plays then? That means you're not using your time properly then. Yu-Gi-Oh is just so... This deck is so complicated. I think you can easily use more time. Were you able to bring your own stuff in, like, mousepad? No. Thoughts on the Josh game? I think he made a weird play that kind of threw me off. Then I made a mistake, and I would have lost either way. Yeah, losing in the timer Worlds would have sucked. My teammates were both stressing out a bit, and I had to, like, try calm them down, like, tell them, shut up, let me handle this. I literally do not have time to talk to you guys. I feel bad because I'm not the best at like communicating with people while I'm trying to focus, which I've always worried will, like, stop me from being good at streaming. But, like, I know there were a couple times where I was like, the time was running low and I was in the middle of thinking. They wanted to talk to me and I had to tell them, guys, I cannot talk to you. Like, I appreciate this is supposed to be a team thing, but I know what I'm doing with this. I need to focus. I cannot communicate. And I think I made the right plays every time I said that. However, it does feel rude to kind of shout your teammates that if I did, I feel like I would have burned my time and lost or just got into nowhere. It was the standard timer. Yeah. Surprise, you need to attack the ball drake. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do is talents, look at his hand, and then attack over it. I threw that game. That game was not played well. I kind of just zoned out. It didn't help that my teammates both said they had lost. So that's kind of when I gave up a bit, which isn't a real excuse, but they both said the game was over for them. And then I was obviously mad that I made a mistake. I don't know why Josh did what he did though either. It was also very strange. So I don't know. Yeah, standard timer at Worlds is crazy. What I feel about the format, I was happy with it. I mean, I love Tier and Snow, so the fact I got to play those again was super sick. And however long I will be able to play those for, I will. Yeah, the game against Quantal was super cool. My game against the Despia player last round of Swiss was super cool as well. I don't know if there are any others that were like really interesting for me at least. Trying to think of any. I think those kind of felt very cookie cutter. Will I try for Master Worlds next year? I don't like the hypotheticals too much because it depends on if the format stays the same. In terms of like how to qualify, it depends on what the tournament structure is like. It depends on what like the ban list is like. All those things will impact my decision, as well as what else is going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! World the same weekend. Like last time, there's YCS Philly, which I ultimately last minute decided to go to rather than do the grind, but we'll see. Anything of note you did for fun in Japan? I talked about it a little bit, but it will be talked about on in my vlog, so you can check it out on YouTube in probably about a week's time. You were still waiting to know if you were qualified. You probably won't know for like a year, so don't get your hopes up. Hey Ray, are you still mad at me? So I'm with Ray in the elevator, and I don't remember who asked me a question. But I think they asked like why I didn't try for the Master Duel thing, and I mean I talked about it on stream before, but I guess Ray's never heard me. And I said I decided not to go to or to do the Master Duel thing because I don't really like playing online that much. For 48 hours or 72 hours at a time would have been really like frustrating for me and very unenjoyable. I would have gone mad doing it. And I would have had to give up a YCS, of which my sponsor pays for me to go to. So, like, I'm giving up on that as well. And I'm like, it's arrogant to say, but it's also true that if I don't play in the qualifiers, someone will probably just pick me anyways, which did happen. Both teams did invite me. So I was right, and it was a big risk, but yeah, I decided to just say, all right, I'm not going to put myself through hell for 72 hours, and I'm not going to skip a YCS. And Ray got grumpy with me, and I don't really blame him, but it's also just true. Like, I don't know what else to say. It was a calculated risk, and I understand how it looks. But then we found out also there's some perks that only the team leader gets, which kind of makes me want to compete next year. That's okay, Ray. Me and Ryan will take turns each qualifying then. And we'll go back. Don't worry. I'm giving my analysis on the new Banlist. Yeah, I'll do that in a second when we wrap up our discussion of world stuff. I want to get it out of the way and make sure we are happy before moving on to the next topic, I guess. What are the team leader perks? The biggest one is the trophy. We don't get a trophy. But kind of, even just for interviews and stuff, they're the main thing of focus, which, as far as trying to grow your social media presence, you know, you want to be the one talking, at least. Would I go with the same team? I was very happy with my team. I'd run it back. Yeah. I wasn't paying that much attention to the other teams, but I felt like we were laughing between rounds. We had a good vibe, and even one of us did bad. Like Ray 0-3'd first round, I 0-3 the second round. We were able to keep composure and make sure not to ride each other. It's a big thing you have to do with a teammate. If you make them feel bad about themselves, and it'll only affect their play worse. So I think we did a good job of keeping each other's composure and spirits up, and as calm as possible. And then just having a good time, which, I mean, obviously I'm only speaking from my perspective, but I was very happy with the team from that angle. But the trophy was a nice one. So yeah, part of the reason why I kept the prize card is I don't have a trophy. If I had a trophy, I'd be way more inclined to sell the prize card because it's a good amount of money. But I wanted something to just show that I was at the finals. And the jersey is cool, but I have other jerseys, so I wanted to have it like something to distinguish between the two kind of the multiple performances I've had. One actually getting all the way to there. Obviously, now next stop is to closing it, not just getting second. Why don't I have any VODs anymore on Twitch? I have zero idea. I checked that today. I don't know where they all went. Maybe they expire after a week. I think that's what it is. I think they expire after like 2 weeks because I'm not a partner yet. We were very surprised that Team 7 went through their checks because it's a Naruto reference. It is a very generic name, so I guess I can understand it, but it's funny. Even your stream right now is making a VOD. That is curious. I'll check. Why is that? You were right. Why don't I see a VOD here? Uh, I have no idea. You gotta watch where it's gone. I mean, I wanted to be VODs. I made a new YouTube channel for VODs like Josh has, because I figured that'd be useful to have, especially if they didn't delete it after 2 weeks. But where the hell is this VOD? You are right. I don't see it. Are you Team 7 because you played all 7 rounds? It was just a Naruto reference. That's really all it was. We couldn't agree on a team name, and the one thing we all liked was Naruto. Maybe I refresh the page. I think it should work. Why does it say unpublished? Do you guys see it now? Do you guys see a VOD? Wait, you have a VOD channel? I mean, I created it today, so not, I mean, I will. I think it's just called JesseKottonYGo VOD, but there should be 0 videos. Okay, this is really weird. 1 second. Let me bring it back over to this. So here you can see it says unpublished, but publish. I don't know why it auto unpublishes them. I clicked publish, but it's not actually publishing it. Oh, what? Did it just not work? That button doesn't work. I have to click this. Did that work? Can you guys see if it works now? I mean, I guess I can. How do I check my VODs in here? Recent broadcast? Perfect. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so I guess, were there any other questions to go over from Master Worlds? If not, we can go into the ban list. And I'll throw this up on YouTube afterwards, but it'll be a general ban list reaction. Are the chairs comfy? Yeah, they're fine. You can adjust them. Was it Imprim column a mistake? Well, I think you know the answer to that. Did you interact with any of the TCG players at Worlds? Yes, plenty outside of the tournament. During the tournament, a little bit. We shared a break room, so between rounds we would get to see them. And then before the tournament, we spent. So I arrived rather late, all things considered. I arrived Thursday at 7 p.m. or like 8 p.m. at the venue, which, as far as other Worlds goes, it is way later than usual. I think that's when I arrived, at least. And then I went straight up to the mall. It was connected to the building where everyone was. And I was annoyed they didn't even wait for me for dinner. But yeah, so I saw a bunch of people there. Some Master competitors, some the content creators, some TCG players. And then played like gacha machines for a bit. Friday we had the Tornakiabara with, again, some TCG players, some content creators, like the same crowds. And I'm friendly with a lot of those guys, so I'd say about 20 of the people there I talked to a good amount. And then after the event, I wasn't the only person who stayed later in Japan. About 10 or so other guys got the same hotel as me in Shinagawa, which was a little like 15 minutes away from where the World's Hotel was. And then we all stayed for a different amount of time after the fact and hung out. But yeah, you guys will kind of see in a vlog. Did you go through the list? Just arrived. Yes, the list I went through a good bit. I hope it's in depth. I could probably talk about it here for hours, so I don't want to keep talking about it, but yeah. think a format like the 3v3 for Worlds would work TCG next year, or is it better as is? I think 3v3s are more fun for the players and more fun for the viewers. So part of me says maybe it should be. Because that's for the viewers, you get to constantly watch stuff. There's no like, if someone's taking a long time thinking or it's not interesting game set, you switch games. Deciding, you switch games. And as far as the players go, at least I enjoy 3v3s more. But there's something different about being a solo duel as well. It feels prestigious still. So I don't know. I do like 3v3s a lot though. Yes, obviously I played into the imprint column. Was the imprint column highlighted with bubbles? Okay, guys, you have to understand the field was also blue. I couldn't really see the bubbles. Also, I was looking in my teammates' field. Like, I know these are bad excuses, but whatever. I know Meta Noise. I just didn't know another trap in my deck to brick on, and the other two are better. It's odd they invited content creators when they never showed on stream. They wanted them to make videos. I think it was also a way of rewarding them for working with Konami for a while. Your match against Quanto is probably the highlight of the entire Worlds. TCG Finals being second. Shoutouts. Appreciate it. I was happy with that game. I feel like I played it well. Viewership was higher in Master compared to TCG. That's nice. I'm happy to hear that. I had no idea. I have to believe, from a viewer's perspective, Master just looked better to watch at. Like, a bit cleaner. And there's more stuff happening constantly because you don't have people thinking about plays. Like, I know TCG is really not spectator friendly, so I have to imagine it's far more enjoyable to watch Master Duel. And then the nice thing is as well is all the players had ability to change their settings. I'm sure every single person turned off animations so they didn't waste time on the clock. So when the spectators are watching the animations, it'll take a second or two to catch up to the game, which will then eliminate some of that time people spent thinking. So yeah, you had less of that dead air that you did watching like a card game. So Master's better for that. And then the 3v3 aspect in general also makes that better for spectators because there's way more happening at once. And when there is dead time, you can swap over. So I'm very not surprised that the Master will perform better in that regard. And I do think Master Duel will probably continue to grow if that's how they do it. The game automatically stops the timer. Is that true? I don't know. Either way, I turned it off. I don't want to have to deal with that. I think most players did as well. You could watch Master Duel games from the client, so you could check graveyards in your own discretion. That's cool as well. It's very interesting because we could see the spectators. So I remember seeing in my games like 1,700 viewers at a single time, thinking like, holy shit. Like this is like playing on a live stream at the WCQ or whatever, with the amount of people that are watching me. That was super cool. Oh, do people know how to watch those games? By the way, because like I saw people looking at them. I don't know if it's gone now. Dual live top right. Never clicked this button before. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is insane. I wonder how long is it going to be there if you could download these. I mean, they'll be on YouTube and Twitch, whatever, but this is so sick. This is so cool. I guess at some point we can look over these if we want, but I'm not sure if we really want to. If there's anything we want to, if you guys want me to go over and talk about, we can. But I don't want to keep talking about Worlds because the format is relevant. Every game except for wait, what was that in reference to? Was every game there? Oh, the games that they got canceled are not there. Is my game not there? Oh, what the? Why is it not here? Crazy. It's never finished. Yeah. I'm gonna play it today. Probably not. I should be getting these new packs because I haven't really done any of these yet. I don't have my Fenrir's, Chaos Angels, all that stuff. Yeah, okay. Any other world questions? Anything we want to talk about before we move on to Banlist nonsense? We covered a lot of it. It showed off the prizes, the decks. Showed off. All right, talked a bit about. Talked about the experience overall a lot. Otherwise, just go over the matches, but it'll take a while. Did I buy OCG cards? Yeah, I bought a bunch. A lot of it's for resale though. Nothing really incredible. Event is a lot of gems as well. Yeah, I'll do it another time. Probably not this stream though. I'm gonna react to the Banlist for the first time. Well, I've seen it before because it was kind of hard not to see it, but I haven't really given it much thought intentionally, so I could leave it for now. Which of the other world's competitors do you think you could take in a fist fight? Well, did you know that I'm a black belt? I'm actually just not joking. I'm a black belt in karate. I'm definitely out of shape though. And I am very much a pacifist. I don't want to fight anybody. So I'm gonna say no one. But I am a black belt. So there's your Jesse Cotton trivia for the day. There's free polls. I think I already got those. Those were from before the event, right? Oh wait, they're not? Oh, cool. You wish anything was different? Yes, I wish I won. What? I wish I didn't lose every single dice roll on Top Cut. I wish I drew a little better versus Emery. I wish I played a little better versus Josh. That's cool. This is cool too. Wow, this was a good pack. This was a really good pack. I'm just here talking about other stuff. That was nice. Yeah. You guys can't say rigged. You guys don't know the effing pain I have to deal with. I spent so much money on Master Duel to get. So when we were testing all these decks, we wanted to test in Master Duel to get used to the game because I don't play that much Master Duel. I need to get very used to it. And I bought all these decks I never ended up even using. I spent so much money and I kept pulling so bad. It was actually so frustrating. If my pack, yeah, my luck has changed now. Now I'm gonna get good stuff. Yeah, it's whatever nonsense. 2 super rares is fine, I guess, but still. Do a pull 10 for Chaos Angel? What do you mean? Are you guaranteed a Chaos Angel? Rayborn, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. No? Oh, you just want me to pull it. I mean, I can do that as well, but I'll do that probably afterwards. Do you get free packs from other stuff as well, or is that it? Foolish Burial. That's cool. That's it, right? There's no more? Okay. New pack, accessories. Nothing new here, right? Or no new mates. Dual field, don't care. Don't care. Protector, don't care. I really don't care about this type of stuff. So for me, yeah, I don't care. And now I have this exclusive stuff I'll just use. Are you familiar with the discussion that went down with the Hearthstone player and YuGiOh streamers? I have no idea what you're talking about. Did the winning team get any gems from Master Duel? No. I got a guaranteed super, I think. I don't know. The team I picked got 8th, so that was helpful. Hearthstone player finds Master Duel not beginner friendly. Yeah, YuGiOh is not beginner friendly. That has been a problem for the game for a long time. It is way more nuanced than other games. There's a lot more complexity to it. It makes it very, and the power level between what's meta and not meta is so drastically different that it makes it very hard for players to get invested. Did I already talk about Worlds? I did. It'll be up in the vlog and in the VOD. And I'll have a VOD channel as well. I'll post on my Twitter. And I'll link in my YouTube videos as well, so people get used to it. Tutorials really suck. Well, the game is just not really like good for that. You need someone teaching. You need a friend to show you what to do. I mean, he's telling the truth. YuGiOh is a hard game. Like, YuGiOh is probably the most complex game out of all of the main TCGs. Like, in terms of its just complexity, because There's no mana restriction to slow people down. A lot goes on in the first turn. Yeah, I mean, people not asking for help, that's a problem just in life. That's just not something you want to do. You want to self-learn, you definitely can, but it'll be way harder. Say Hearthstone doesn't have that social aspect. It used to. I never played the lands. Hearthstone's fine. Hearthstone community seemed solid, and I'm not super into it. But for period in COVID, I was getting a little more into it. I competed in a Masters tour. I got to like high legend. I got rank 3, I think, at one point. Like I was probably playing Hearthstone, so I know a bit more about it than like the average person. It's fine. The community's, it's just any other community. I think if you come along with Master Duel rule changes, like I've been playing since the beginning, and just learn the mechanics went along. Yeah, it takes time though. Like if you just love the game or the IP, maybe you'll stick with it a bit, and then you'll get like it'll take time to learn. But I think there's just way more intricacies to it than like Pokemon is just way simpler to follow along with. Will I teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably not. Man, I'll probably start up coaching again in a bit, but I need to make it strictly just for competitive players because I am an expensive coach to get someone to teach the rules, and I had a bunch of people come who were novice, and they could just learn from anybody else, and a lot of the intricate stuff would just be that I can talk about would just be lost on them, and it almost feels like bad, like I'm taking money for someone who just doesn't need my help really. They can go to anybody else. To be telling new players, hey, this game is about doing the most you can with your hands, use hand traps to interrupt, don't get discouraged, would change a lot. I don't think that would make a difference. That's just saying, hey, play this game optimally. That's you could say about everything in life. Do this optimally. Like, what? Like that's just logic. When is my next tournament? So I leave in 9 days for Brazil, Sao Paulo, 3v3. You caught up with Yu-Gi-Oh through Team Sam and my YouTube and you stopped in 06. Yeah, and it can be very hard to get back, and some people will get back because they can just grasp it a bit quicker, or they just want to, but a lot of people will just give up because it becomes very intimidating. Can't guess the bubble, so you need to teach you how to get past it. Yeah, I mean that's probably fine. Some stuff though is simple and there's not much you can help with. Like if someone has a nerves problem, there's not like I really can't give you help with nerves. I can give you a little bit of a technique push, but there's always a limit. A paycheck is a paycheck. Well, you got to be ethical and moral as well. Otherwise, you can do a lot of things for money. I don't want to just take people's money either. If people want to donate money, they very much can just sub on Twitch, and I appreciate that. But it's also they can just do that. I'm gonna play Cash again. I don't know, probably. Who are my teammates for Brazil? Christian Urena and Walter Jewell. 2 of those 3 were on the winning 3v3 team for Mexico earlier this year. I'm feeling good about it. Trying to get that South American Infinity Stone. I teach you how to play worse. I think anybody could do that. Yu-Gi-Oh is not for new players. Master Duel is not helping them get into it. Yeah, I think a better thing to get into it was like Speed Duel or Duel Links, but now even those games are getting more complicated, so who knows? Others would just take people's money. So I'm in the spot where I want money. Like I'm not rich, but I'm also not broke. Like I have other sources of income. I have like the card shop behind me that I work a lot of time in. I have sponsors, and I have a bit of an income from content. It's not a lot, but it's something. So I'm not broke. I don't need to try and grind for people money desperately. So I still want to get it ethically. I still want money. Like I still need to earn more, but it's not like I'm desperate in that sense, and I'll do it for anything. So I do value my morals, and the money is not worth compromising there. Start them off with T-set pass. I mean, that's not a bad thing either, starting them off with older formats when the game was simpler. If I wanted to take people's money, he just Iron Man people. People often don't actually let me play with them for money. They'll make posts saying they'll play for money, and they'll say I'll play them, and then they say no, thank you. Talked about the new Banlist? Not yet. We will soon. Like in South America, thank you. Will I use Metafy? Yeah, I'll probably use mostly Metafy. I have to reset that up. I've had it off for almost a year now. Master Duel is definitely easier than cards because it's automated, and a lot of the ruling stuff you can bypass mostly, or you can like kind of learn it through the game easier, but still. Do I play Edison? If you do, can you show me deck? Oh, so I don't really play much Edison, but it's really funny that you said that because everyone or it's been popping up more on an Edison channel. This like Submarine Roid Machina deck. I made that deck like a year ago. Like that's my deck, and then people started playing a little more like on the side, and then it went around a bit. That's my deck. The Submarine Roid deck is mine. What's up, Jesse? Hope your day is well. Just want to hear your opinion on whether at some point if Maxi is going to get banned in Master Duel. No idea. Submarine Roid. It's just because it's a machine and a water, so and it's a Prisma target. So you can Prisma it, sets up Ab Zero plays, and if you draw it, it's a machine for Machina Fortress. We can talk about Maxi for hours though, and I don't want to just keep talking about Maxi because it's beating a dead horse. Everyone talks about it, and I feel like my first stream back in like a month and a half, I'm gonna at least talk about something that isn't like the same thing everyone else has talked about. Can I show this Submarine Roid deck? Would you guys really want to see the Edison deck? Like, I'm not an Edison player. I don't think I've played this in 3 months. Other people have made it better probably because I don't play the deck that often. I kind of just made the concept and played like 2 games with friends and said I'm good. No, you hate Edison. Okay. How can we go to your Yu-Gi-Oh shop to buy packs? It's not a real shop. It's an online store. So TCG player. The name is Pro Potato. I have a website, but it's not updated, so don't visit it. How did the new season of Duel Night look? So I haven't made the announcement officially, but I'm unfortunately going to stop being the creative person Duel Night. I just don't have the time anymore. It also means I'll be on the show less because I just really can't fit it in. When we started, it was during COVID, pretty much, and I had the time, but now that I'm traveling again for events constantly, I don't really have the ability to make it work. So stuff like writing the script for the intro and making all the draft lists, that's what I was doing every single episode. With the end of the season 3, someone else is going to have to do it. I'm not sure who Sam's going to get. And then I'll still be on the show when I can, but it'll probably be reduced just because I can't make it work. So I'm sorry about that. I love doing it, but it's been good and it's been a while, and I'm ready to spend time doing other stuff. Then King Calamity or Crimson is going to be an issue. Probably not. Calamity maybe, not Crimson. We can talk about some Submarine Roid deck another time. Otherwise, plenty of Edison people probably have access to it. It's nothing insane. It's just like Machina cards, like Prismas, that type of nonsense. Okay, so I guess all that said, should we get into a Banlist discussion? All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here. I guess let me turn off music so I can record this for YouTube. Okay, so let's take a look at the newest Master Duel Forbidden list that came out while we were away in Japan. So it is coming out end of the month. Okay, so we'll have a couple days left. Nothing really to play for, but the cards that are forbidden. Number 86, Rongo Miniad. Banned in the TCG for a very good reason. Obviously, they could have banned something else instead, but like Gossip Shadow. And even though this deck isn't meta relevant, I'm still very happy to see anything like Degenerate get banned. Like, this card is not fun to play against. So yeah. YouTube intro. I'll film the YouTube intro separately and then combine it. Don't worry, guys. Wait, Gossip Shadow's already banned? Oh, for Numbers of Veil. That's cool. Rip Gossip Shadow. They should bring it back. When did Gossip Shadow get banned? I never knew that. That's interesting. Pretty early on? Yeah, it was before I was really paying attention. That's interesting. So, I mean, I'll still never complain about a card that does something that you can't interact with getting banned, because if it's ever good, it only serves an evil purpose. But yeah, Rangamongo's fully gone. Moving on. I mean, there's not much debate there. Is YuGiOh the Ancient Sentinel? Obviously, it hit to tier. I think part of what they want to do with this is it means like this is like kind of in correlation with the Necrophase hits as well from before. So part of it is reducing the consistency of tier, but then also these like excessive combo decks now can't as easily deck you out through Maxi, because between this Killback and a Necrophase, you could very consistently go through their entire 40 card deck. This is going to make it a bit harder, as well as reducing the ceiling of these decks overall. I love YuGiOh. Bittersweet, but I understand it. The Shizu cards are very good, and I can definitely appreciate they're trying to find some sort of balance where those cards can still be okay in the game. And right now they only have a couple, but they're good, so I get it. And then we got Bish Balkan. Okay, you need someone to explain why Bish Balkan was banned. So again, this is not meta relevant, similar to Rongo Miniad, but it has potential to be degenerate. And that's always a good reason for it to be banned. So sending 5 tokens to each player. There's a very easy FTK that is pretty common that can be set up in a couple different ways, but it all starts with Bish Balkan, because not only does it summon tokens, but it gains 1,000 attack for every monster on the field. So what you do is you can set it up with a Chronomaly Matchu mech, which says you can turn a monster opponent controls and burn equal to the difference in attack points. So you generate a Transverser to swap one of the tokens for the Bish Balkan. So you give it to your opponent, and then you can burn for 8,000 and they die. So that combo is relatively easy to set up. It is fragile. However, that doesn't mean that if there's any more combo support or any more good extension tools coming out anywhere in the near future, it can become meta. So that's obviously something we wouldn't want to see FTKs and not have been healthy for the game. And you constantly heard me complaining about formats like 2018 in the TCG, where it was like Goki ripping your hand and Danger FTK and Pend FTK. Like, those weren't good formats. So preemptively hitting these is fantastic. And it opens up the opportunity for them to print other cards which can be good in these type of decks, but not like push degeneracy. Because the thing about some of these cards existing is, even if they aren't meta relevant, it kind of restricts their ability to make cards for the future, because they have to keep in mind if they print anything that it may be used for something like FTKs. We see that a lot with Tearlaments, actually, like the new fusions that have been released. Like one of the new ones, Magnum, I think it's called, from Dune, like specifies it needs a monster on the field, and the hand, I think is what it is. All I know is you can't use a tier for it. And the main reason stuff like that exists is so you can't keep abusing Tearlaments. And I understand why they do that. But if the tiers got banned, they could stop putting those type of restrictions in. So yeah, it's always something to keep in mind looking at these type of forbidden lists, is they're also kind of future-proofing their card design options when they're doing this. It was also generic enough to be super polyable. Oh, talking about Magnum. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Talking about degens. It's an apology for banning Coder from TCG. I don't actually know the meme why he hates that card, so... but the card is not going to do any good. It's only for evil stuff. Next up is Block Dragon. Very happy it's banned. I mean, I think this was a correct choice to ban in the TCG. I remember when this card first came out in the TCG in 2017. I had maybe a stack of 200 of them. It was one of the first investments I made when I was 17, and I was still getting used to the vending thing. The investment didn't pan out because it got printed in the Megatins before it really became good, and then also in Cecil as a super, I'm pretty sure. So I never really got value out of it. But just as the competitive side of me knew that that card was going to be good. Even if it wasn't in a rock deck, the fact that it was a dragon ruler when at the time all the dragon rulers were banned, that didn't return to the hand, couldn't be destroyed by card effects, was level 8, which is fine, and the stat line 25 3000 is huge. So that alone was very good, and it wasn't once per turn. Also, it can search itself, so you can set up like these things where you link it off and go rock dragon plus block dragon, and that just pushes 5000 damage super easily. And deck like say Zodiac, where you can fill the grave well, and that was like not bad. So I always had faith in that, and then I always had faith in like undersupported types getting stuff in the future, like Snake Rain is the type of card, Block Dragon, Fossil Dago was something I always thought would be good eventually. Like those cards that are good if they were for different types means that someday they may be good if it just gets a little more support. Rock eventually got that, obviously, without Emancipators. So Block Dragon, very insane card. Shouldn't have to explain why. Like if it was in a different type, it'd be even better. So buy Block Dragon. Being at 1 didn't really matter much because obviously you can always access it via Gallant Granite. Yeah, I'm happy it's gone. I think Rock is still like an okay deck. Obviously it is way worse, but it is still fine. Rogue, which is okay. I don't really like that deck that much either, so I'm gonna be a little biased. So could it be because they want to release Super Heavy soon, and they want to release Emancipated Super Heavy? Maybe, not sure. I could see that. You didn't realize it could search itself. Yeah, well, obviously at 1 didn't matter, and in these rock decks, you're never doing that, but you could play it in a general Earth deck, and it could search itself and set up 5000 damage pushes and link fodder relatively easily. Yeah, I think it's good. So next up, that's the card that I think everyone wants to talk about, is Tearlament Merly. So if people remember, we talked about balance discussions months ago in TCG for how to address tier. We talked about a decent hit may be Merly, because now your GD Crow type effects are way more powerful. They cut off half of your potential for the turn instead of a third, which is huge. And then Merly also shuts off Elf, it shuts off Sprint, Gigantic, all the other lines where you can kind of manipulate the tier deck into a 2-axis deck. Now you kind of can really only focus on 4s. So getting that obviously is a big hit to the deck. However, people are saying it's dead. I've heard a couple people say that. I think that's wrong. I mean, I've played without Merleys plenty of times because of Desires, and you can win just fine. Like, you still have access to Kid, which is insane of a card. Snow is still legal, so you can set up very easy defensive plays to play on your opponent's turn. You don't need Elf. Like, if you have Scream up still, you can Snow on your opponent's turn. That's a disruption, and then you trigger Scream, and you're just still chilling. You have to make up the consistency a bit. You have to make up for the lost Aquas a bit. But it's still playable for sure, and I have no doubt that we could see Tier remaining as a Tier 1 deck. In fact, I will start theorizing some stuff in the future, and I'm very happy with this hit because it does bring it down to size in terms of how you handle it a good bit, but it is not slaughtering the deck either, like we saw it happen in the OCG. Yeah, some people are coping that Tier's dead. I disagree, and I'll spend a good amount of time, and I'll make videos in the future for you guys on YouTube discussing potential lists, ways to approach deck building. Some that are more combo based, which are better in non-Max E formats, which I know some Master Duel tournaments abide by, and some which is general ladder based, or official Master Duel formats. But yeah, so we have many options still, and I'll talk about that. It could probably split it up into several videos, so make sure to stay tuned for those. That's Merly. Okay, let's go into the cards that are being limited. Can Chaos Angel work with Tearlaments? You don't need it, but I mean you can. I don't see a world you'd ever really need it. So cards to be limited. Branded Fusion. Wasn't this card just put the 2? Like it was at 1 and then went to 2? That's strange. Sure. I don't know to talk about this. Like, you can still search it. I've never been big of a branded player. I really didn't enjoy playing the deck when I played it. And I really haven't done the math on how much this affects consistency. Like, you can always add this card back with Tragedy or with Retribution, so it's not like you're affecting the grind game for this deck. It would just be affecting the consistency a little bit. And I guess it depends how much of a hit that is. I can't really speak to it, unfortunately, because I'm not that familiar with the deck. I'm sure there's many other YouTubers who will give you way better insight into how one branded fusion may impact. I have to go about the construction and the consistency, but if the card is still searchable consistently through Alibers and openings and whatever, then that doesn't really matter. So yeah, that grass looks greener going to 1. Cool. I love grass, but I think this is fine. This card's obviously insanely good. I actually like this card in 40 card decks as well. If you're only going second, this will often force an interrupt, or if they're not playing a deck with hard negates, it helps you really push through disruption if you are playing graveyard based decks. So I love this card. Seeing it in 1 of those understandable, and if Thrust comes out anytime soon, that can also maybe be a reason why. As time will tell. As for 60 card decks, though, it makes them a lot less viable. You can obviously left arm offering, but you're very weak into disruption with that, so it's fine. I don't think there's a problem with that, though, because while I love those decks, I know when you are playing against it from a normal deck's perspective, it can be very frustrating to play against. It can feel like there's way more variance to it than there should be, and that can be an unenjoyable thing to play against. So I understand why it's at 1. I'd have to assume that putting it at 1, though, is to like keep it as an option for decks that are playing 40 cards to use, where they can thrust it out later. Like if you're playing Wisp early and they get maybe 10 cards out of their deck, and then they use the effects of Sleepy Memory to draw a card, then you can thrust for grass, mill 10, and that's like a reasonable way to maybe push through the field in terms of like actually playing instead of like a Kaiju or a Herald of the Abyss type thing. Obviously, that's neither a Thrust or Pearly or in Master Duel at the moment, but I have no doubts they will be in the future. But yeah. Next up is Calbeck to 1. So again, this is just more hits to Tearlament, trying to diminish the ceiling. Obviously, still having 1 Calbeck means if you see it, you can push through 5. It makes Snow worse as well because you can't guarantee as much fuel as much. It's just interesting to note, with only 1 real Miller left, it makes Divine of the Herald worse in tier as well, because outside of the Calbeck, if it's like gone already, the Diviner only really sends Shufflers, which is a lot worse. I understand that. I love Calbeck, and I wish it was just at 3, because I think it's really cool to have a removal hand trap in the game. So that part is a bit sad, but I understand its mill effect is a bit strong. As for Sprite Jet and Swap Frog, I'll talk together. They keep hitting Sprite, and usually these consistency hits don't matter that much. They can kind of make the deck a little more luck-sacky. But I think we're getting to the point where we've hit the consistency so bad that maybe it becomes a problem. Like between the 2 Jets, the 2 starter, or the 1 Jet, sorry, the 2 blues and the 2 starters, it's very easy for you to just not draw playable. Like hands that are just Sprite Red plus normal summon Angler, make Gigantic, get Impermed, pass. Like those hands aren't good. Having the Jet and blue is what made you resilient to hand traps. So losing stuff like that makes it a lot worse. Swap to 1 means you're not doing as many maxi broken stuff. And I still have to question if you're playing the 1 swap than 1 Ronin Totem. If you are, that means even more lines like where I said where it's Gigantic Pass. It's curious because after the Sprite Blue and Jet and Starter, your level 2 extenders are low quality. They're pretty bad. So Sprite is going to have a hard time kind of making up for that. Yes, they can try go to the adventure stuff, but I know in Master Duel they're a lot worse than the TCG thanks to restrictions. So we'll see how it adapts. I don't think it's dead, but it just keeps getting harder and harder for that deck to be good. Cards be summoned Blaster, Dragon, Ruler of Infernos. Why not just 3? Like, obviously you won't do anything. They're trying to be cautious, but this is just stupid. Put it 3. Obviously it won't matter. Extravagance to 2 is really funny. I understand it. Like when these very powerful spell cards exist, like Prosperity, Extravagance, hitting these, to make these decks a little less consistent, which isn't something you really want, I guess, in the game. But I can understand the appeal as well. I don't know. I mean, Prosper's been getting on my nerves in the TCG, so I can understand hitting these pod cards that are overly powerful and always get you to your ace cards or your blowouts. 2 isn't a huge difference though. I think if they're going this direction, they should probably hit Desires as well, which is a bit sad because I love that card. But yeah. Anyways, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. Was this card limited? I don't know why. This is whatever. Put it at 3. Again, doesn't make a difference. Extra Have is a lab hit. Barely, but yeah. Yeah, Draco Slayer's at 1. Sure. And then cards that got to 3. Nadir Servant. Cool. I think the card's interesting. It's restrictive enough that you can't put it in everything, but when a deck can play it, it feels pretty strong. So I like that card. Ancient Fairy Dragon Shirt. Card's kind of proved that it is a good card, but manageable. And Gersu, the card has not seen play for a long time, and I don't know why the OCG had it limited, but sure. Yeah, I mean that's everything for the list. So how do I feel about the format? So people are saying Dragon Link didn't get hit, neither did the Runic cards. Runic decks, while I know a lot of people love them, I really don't think they're that good going second into a lot of the decks that have real fields like Tier or Dragon. So I think it's still fine. Maybe hitting the Naturia cards a bit would have been good. Like Naturia Beast is just very unpleasant to play against, but whatever. No Dragon hits. They probably should hit Dragon at some point. I don't know what you do. Magnemite's so insane. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. Dragon is so many good cards. This is a problem in the TCG as well. It's like, how do you hit it? Unless it just becomes the bar for building metas. Like they're gonna keep having to make decks slightly better than Dragon Link, for them to be good. Otherwise, how do we hit it? Like if you get to hit so many cards, what do you hit? Like Erratic Shield, you hit Tracer. Like some of the stuff you just have to straight up ban them, which feels aggressive, but I don't know. Or ban Magnemite. It's a very weird state because like the Dragon cards, they're just all so high quality. Something that actually that should be banned in Dragon Rulers, I think, regardless, is Chaos Ruler. And it's not just for Dragons, it's for every deck as well. It obviously matters for Grass decks and matters for Tier. It's a big one we see that's kept Tier alive in the OCG with way stricter hits than this. Is because of Chaos Ruler. So we're going to start seeing that in Master Duel more, is Chaos Ruler variants. I'll talk about that in the videos and ways you can go about that. But pretty much you can pair like level 4s together, 3s and 5s like the Punk cards, or 7s and 1s like Fenrir plus Jet Synchron. To work your way into Chaos Ruler, and that card is fantastic in any graveyard deck. Obviously, Tearlament is one. So yeah, expect that to be talked about a bit in other videos. I think if there wasn't gonna be a Dragon hit, that was the card that should get hit because it hits other decks too. That card is insane, and while the deck is very fun to resolve, it is definitely deserved to be banned. Like then banning the TCG was a good thing. So yeah. Tier doesn't need Ruler. Well, they top Worlds without it. Well, there was a different format. So we can't really say that. I think a lot more Tier decks will start using Chaos Ruler because the Cash Tier cards are out now, and because they need more ways to mill without Merly and less millers. Chaos Ruler plus Zombie Vamp is nuts. And like with the Punk cards, yeah, I think Chaos Ruler is significantly stronger than Zombie Vampire though. So yeah, those two decks weren't hit, which we'll see if they'll have to do in the future. Cashier right now doesn't look that scary without a Rise Heart. People are complaining about it, but it's fine. Like Mind Hacker's annoying, but without a Rise Heart, these decks aren't a problem, so I'm not concerned about it at the moment. When they release the next pack though with Cashier cards in it, we'll see if they do anything about it, because if it's released completely unrestricted, that will be a problem, obviously. It was not a fun format of the TCG. Labyrinth also wasn't really hit, but I think Labyrinth is a very manageable deck, and it's a fun deck to play against. It's not really like a Floodgatey trap deck, at least most of the time it isn't. And those are the type of trap decks I'm happy to see, because you get to interact with them, and they require critical thinking. And you can play around, you can outplay them with it. And when you're playing the deck, you can outplay with it. So Labyrinth is a great trap deck to exist. I'm fine with that deck being unhit, and it's not overpowered. So what else is there to talk about? What other decks? I think those are all the decks that weren't really hit, that people on people's radars. And I think for them, besides Dragon Ruler, Chaos Ruler and the Dragon Link stuff, I am fine with everything else not getting hit. Yeah. Because that's my opinions on the ban list. I think tier is still fine, and expect some videos for me talking about the future Tearlaments in Master Duel. All right. Stop recording. I'll film an outro at a later time and then stitch it all together. For YouTube, probably tomorrow. It'll be up like noonish. Yeah, I know deep barrier virus floodgates, but it's actually, people overrate it. That doesn't happen that often. You have plenty of non-games with other decks as well that are plenty toxic, so I try not to like overly focus on it. But I think the power level of tiers with Merly gone, I think it's still tier 1. So I guess we should start building decks. You know what? I guess I should start opening packs, right? Like, I need to get these new cards. I'm not sure if I'll need them right now, but I know I want the Chaos Angel and I want the Fenrir's. So let me grab... Oh, I should just do this. Am I doxing myself right now? No, right? You guys can't see it. You guys can't see the Steam, right? I don't think you can. I'd love to see me build Dragon Link. Well, it's pretty much Ryan's list. Like, we built it together, so I'd pretty much just go with that. There should be plenty of gems. I'll play the event later. Don't worry, guys. But I'm obviously don't want to just play the event for no reason. You guys want me to skip or kind of go through it slowly? Kind of useless. These are cool, but whatever. It's cool, but also whatever. Skip. All right, you guys are sick of it. Don't let me. Ooh, Azalea is a good one as well. It's good to have. What? It's garbage. I don't want this crap. Chaos Emperors. Yeah, my streamer luck. It's so good. I'd love to get any of the cards I wanted. I don't want this. Give me cards I actually need. Any Cashier card, Chaos Angel, Azalea. There, okay, something. Yeah, it's so awful. Like, Master Duel is such a ripoff. It's actually such a ripoff. There we go. Another Azalea. Awesome. I'm getting multiples of the one I don't need multiples of. Thank you. I see you, Azalea. I see you. I spent 7,000 gems. That was terrible. I got Azalea and 1 Unicorn and 1 Rise Heart. Like, what? What? Nice Fenrir's I got. Nice Chaos Angel. Just craft them. I don't have gems like that. Like, I don't know how you think I can afford this. You guys want to see the ultras I have, I guess? How do I do it again? This will show you all the cards that I have that are ultras. Get rid of this crap, get rid of this. Oh, I have to wait to get rid of that, right? I'll get rid of this nonsense. I don't care about Draco. I don't know what to keep the Draco Slayers. I hate Pendulum. But I'll keep it. Get rid of this nonsense. Nice. I'll keep all these. Wait, bye. What else do I need? Here are 2 of these. Is that everything? Keep one of the Valence spells. I think that's everything. Two useless fusions. Where do you see that? Oh. Yeah, I don't need that. Sure. Great. So I can make 4 cards. 4. I'll just save up and I'll buy gems at some point. Saw Ningirsu. Ningirsu's a fine card. That card can be played at one point. I'm not going to disenchant it. Do you think TCG is going to limit Prosp 2? I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Yeah. That's already enough for 2 Chaos Angels and a Fenrir. I mean, other way around. Great. You realize they spent like $75, right? Buy more for content. I'll do it later. Let's build the tier deck though. Okay, so I'm not gonna build the Chaos Ruler version right now then, because I'll need more cards. I'm gonna build one of the ones I was thinking of, where it's just like Supreme Sea Mares to make up for the Merleys. Oh, that's not how you spell it. I have to craft this card. More gems gone. Let's go. Build it out anyways. I can do it afterwards, I guess. Let's go there, there. 3 Rhino. Double Sharon, obviously. Double Havness, obviously. I'll throw Metal Noise in, sure, whatever. 3 Scream, Planet. This card gets better with no Merly, because you kind of need more ways to get Rhino Heart. So sure, let's play Grief. Maxi. What's good on this deck? Talents and Super Poly. Let's put those in the deck. Let's put Snow in. May take one out later. Callback. So the thing is as well, with like Medora and YuGiOh now, is you have to question if these are worth it, because these aren't starters in the hand anymore. Like before they were starters. But now they're not gonna live in the hand as much, not really doing anything crazy. So these may not be worth it, especially if you're not expecting mirror matches. Put one shuffler in, which I guess should be Medora, because you can use that one if you draw both together. Foolish and Rhoda, yeah, those cards go in there. Should be Desires as well. Like that. I feel like one of the more graveyard effects though, because it had Diviner before and Merly. Good sucks. Punk stuff could be fine, yeah. Is this Shaddoll Engine better? No, I don't think this card's very good. You know what actually could be fine is Night Sword Serpent. Make it like a 4-access deck. What is it called? This card. But if you do that, take one of these out. I don't know if I'll need this. I don't know if I really want 3 griefs either. Let's do that for now. Sure. I may change that. Desires is not at 2 extravagances. So I need Garura Mud Dragon for Super Poly. Oh. Oh my god, my light keeps falling over. God damn it. Okay. Merle should stay on 1? No, that defeats the point. Bistrils? I feel like I'm not going into the 6 axis that much, but you can probably hit Bistrils. It'd probably just be Druisworm Magnemite though. So you have more space now. So you still play Zeraboros, some Dark probably. What, Zeus? Queller. Redoer. How many spots do I have? Okay, so I can play these. Yeah, I love these cards. Paguska? Maybe. Could also be like Jagaris. Do Paguska. I'm trying to think of anything else obvious that I'm missing. No, not access code. No, no kill though. I just talked about how I don't really want the shufflers that much. Sure, let's go Baguska. Have to make this. This looks fine. Take this into a duel, I guess. Pod is overkill. You should go watch my video about Heart of the Cards is rubbish and learn about math. You don't need hand traps. It's the oh, that's still the old list? No, game sound. You're right. Why isn't there game sound? I have it muted. Oh, I think I had it muted during testing. Let me check. Let me know. I don't know. Obviously, it's too loud for you guys, so let me know if it's not. Yeah, this is old list. I play with balls and with math. I love 2-ofs. Don't get on my nerves, Cam. I will smack you right now. Let me know about the volume of in-game sound though. Gave up on the Assault Synchron tier deck. Yeah, I just didn't. It was just too clunky. All right, so let's see how this goes. All right, solid. Maybe just a little lower. Yeah, Tear's dead. This deck sucks, right? Hello, little rescue rabbit. That's annoying. Overlay like blocks half the cards. It does. Yeah, it should be zones. 1 second. I should be able to fix this. Okay, that should be better. You are right, though. Didn't notice that. Oh, what did I miss? I got Arise Hearted for... Okay, planet's gone. How did they make this? Okay, they locked one zone. Okay. Fun. Okay. Am I scared to deck out? Well, I haven't really played cash yet. Maybe with this in the meta, I have to swap, but it's probably fine. I mean, he can't even use it. Alright. Is he gonna summon from deck? So I banish any tier names. Okay. Unicorn. Both snows. It's kind of upsetting, but it's fine. Right, I can actually banish his cards. Do that probably, right? I need to banish one more, sure. Do I have a way to force Zeus through? An imperm is the question, though. I don't think I do. There's nothing that's super poly, right? It's only lights. Another light. I can't get if I get a mud dragon in the field, but can't. Better snow would be fantastic, but imperm tier. And then maybe I should have done this. I actually think I made a mistake. Oh, I paid off. But I could have sent a tier name and made a Kaleido and then did this to my own Kaleido. So do I have both Havenises still? I do. I use that effect a bunch in cash format. Wait, I did this in the wrong order. It's supposed to be Scream last. Let's do that, I guess. Seamare, a Milt Scream. Cool. Can I make multiple things? By dark, it doesn't really go anywhere. I just need to leave a tier name up. I have Rhino Engrave. No. Do I have one on hand? It's fine, I think still. I'm using the Rhino field is fine. There should be no way I lose this crime with a Kaleido setup. You can see why I almost timed out every game. Most people have to think when you're breaking a field. This also isn't a scenario I practiced for because this wasn't like a meta that ever existed for me. Like you also have to keep that in mind. When I knew the matchup, it was obviously way faster because I knew what to expect. Yeah, here I have 2 layers to 2 cards. Which should be enough. And the third supposed layer is super poly, but I didn't expect it to do anything. That's fine. I can't even kill Kelbeck. I'll use it, it's fine. Then if the last card's talents, I have the answer, so don't care. Obviously, this never would have done anything anyways, so you can argue this was just greedy. In fact, it almost certainly was, but I don't care. Yeah, there's no Merly in this deck. Alright. I mean, the deck's hands were consistent, so I think like that looks pretty good. I think I made a mistake there, though. I should have griefed first. I didn't really need to hold it. Pretty good. This is does almost nothing though. What does this mean? How's this deck? I don't really remember what these cards do. He adds a ritual. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can add a Dogmatica. It's supposed to halveness this? Probably, right? Hope I hit. Not, doesn't matter. Okay. The tributes, sure. Okay. One monster from it to the grave. So I have to kill this with the main deck card. Why didn't you extra deck loop? Well, I would have got a drawn mill 5, right? So would have been helpful. I can just snow this though, right? And it doesn't matter. Do I know his last card? No, he summoned that from the deck. I mean, if he ashes this, I don't care. I don't want to mill Sharon. I milled a Seamare. It's cool. Do this, I guess. Winter Serpent Solic, that's pretty good. Still no snow. I mean, I can Foolish for snow, doesn't matter. Oh, Zerberus lost. It's kind of annoying. Probably want to crime when the ulcer's over. This can bring back. Sure. Then I can mill 5, and I can force for snow. You can imperm snow. How do I imperm snow? Well, how does he imperm snow? Oh, imperm or snow is what you're saying. Okay, okay. I milled. Wow, I'm gonna have all 3 traps. That's crazy. And I milled snow. Okay, manage 7. And then I can make Dwayne joining DK's 2K tourney. I don't know what that is. Battle phase. Correct. Nothing. Cool. Oh, this first. I just mill better. I mean, I had full. It doesn't matter. Like, I already had a game plan no matter what I milled. But yeah, I need to get lucky. I would have searched off Scream either way as well. The Scream never mattered. Zeus blows up. I got this now. Yeah, Tears complete RNG. This deck is dead, guys. This deck is so dead. This deck seems fine. Like, win and you'll gain a rank. All right, time to prove your worth, buddy. And you lost the roll. Ooh. Yeah, they need to unban Merly. Alright. I'm gonna banish all 4 tier names here, watch. I did. I actually did. That's live. How do I win this? I'm gonna just have to mill insane off this. Hit the mill. The nuts. Game plan now is snow control. This was not good enough. It's not over. It actually just isn't over. So, it's fine. You got okay. I really hope I win this. All of you that are memeing right now, it is not hard to win this. I actually think I'm still fine. Oh, boo. I mean, now they get to go Protos, which is annoying. Because I milled for them. Tie in hand? That doesn't matter. He revealed Protos, didn't he? Turn late. Great. I just hope there's no follow-up, right? Like, what do I draw to win this game still? Can't even activate the effect to try force and interrupt. This Hulk may have been better, but hard to know. It's not my deck. If I draw snow, I have to draw snow next turn, right? So I'm better off holding this in hand. Just follow up, I'm dead anyways. Okay. How many snows did I banish? None, right? I have two. It's a bit late. My body is Reggie. Thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Okay. None of this helps me really, right? What am I hoping it chains? There's nothing really. The win condition is a Zodiac package here. Oh, well, he played into the crime you knew I had. I should have just done this sooner, but whatever. Sure. You knew I see. Yeah, you knew he had game then. One, two, three. Nice. I'm killing me with my own monster. No. It was very real that I won that. If I drew snow sooner. Or if I milled the snow off Kelbeck. I think I had to Kelbeck though. Because I needed to mill the snow. Milling Nightsword Serpent also would have been pretty good. Setting up rank 4 plays. I really don't think that was unwinnable. Like, that was obviously a very unlucky desires. On top of just rough draws. Like, that was far from being over. Would you have Foolish first? No, you have more flexibility afterwards with the Foolish. I don't expect to banish all 4 tier names. It's not likely. This is pretty good. Oh, what? Any max seed here? Is that the combo? It's not. It's fine. Very curious. Yeah, this is a new ban list here. What is it? Monk deck? Okay. That was confusing. I think what I'm supposed to do there is I make redoer and then I go kit effect target self chain redoer. So I detach the Sharon and then I send the kit to revive the Rhino. The new chain Sharon kit, so still mill 5, then I make Rourke. Oh. And then if I mill Night Sword Serpent, I can still make Zodiac. That way I end on all that stuff. I end on the Rokalos. Kilo search screams to search a trap, and I'll have the scream mill, so I mill 8 more there. Yeah, I like that. I opened crazy, to be honest. Every hand is crazy. It's tier. This hand is weak to Ash, I guess, on Desires. This is normal. Like, yeah, well, this is a little better than normal, but Planet is so good. I wish you were just doing the tournament more. How many snows did I banish? I mean, I don't really want to search Scream because it was my only one. I used Havnus, right? So I have double Sharon left. I should have used Sharon. That was a mistake. A crime. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine actually, sorry. I don't know why I'm freaking out. I'm just gonna survive the Rhino. Okay, that's fine. Tearlament strongest? What? What are we talking about? Who said that? Pretty good. The chains are wrong, but who cares? Task said that? Who's Task? That's supposed to be Sharon. I messed up again. Not paying. I'm losing focus. Supposed to be actually this is fine still because I need the monster in hand. This is still kind of weird. I'm just passing like this because I want the tier name up. I mean it's fine. Like this is still very okay to set on. Like, I should not lose this game. I'm still what? +5? I'm not concerned. Oh, the first place Tassiku. Okay, yeah. Sure. the duel finished, I would have lost. Where's Josh? Fenrir. Well, welcome to TCG, buddy. Crystal now. It still stops Rolk. Call by. That's why he did this. Right, Sharon. This is fine. I don't really care. I still make it with a halfness. I'll heartbeat myself if need be. I'm not overly concerned. Happy to be back, peeps. Thank you. Yeah, I am applying the ban list. This is a new ban list. It's this deck again. I'd rather keep this in hand to heartbeat myself, right? Make roll. I mean, yeah, nothing to mill. But his Ashina, he can summon the Ashina. That doesn't do anything. I don't care. I also just book it, but I don't, again, that doesn't really do anything. I mean, it forces a card, I guess, but I don't know what he could possibly have. Okay, well that just confirms every card he has. Nice long yawn. I mean, I knew both his cards, right? This is guaranteed lethal. Like now, there's not a single play he has. That's why I did this. Wasn't it better chaining to Summit? No, because this forced him into his play. Like, this is a guaranteed win, so why, like, rather lock him into it. Like, it may be extra value, but he has a 0% win rate after that point, so it doesn't matter if I had Pearl Rhino. He cannot beat Volcalos. I did not play that game well. I made like 2 mistakes on my own turn. Ending with 2 4s up is not right. Like, I could have done a little better. And you show the list so you can peep the goo. It is in the VOD. You can check it. Because I did go over it on stream, and then I'll probably tweak it a little bit, just decide what I'm happy with, and post it up on YouTube. Probably Friday. I'll post a couple different versions. I'm gonna lead like this. Put the Havness in the bottom of the deck, guaranteeing both lines and play. Actually, doesn't actually guarantee Havness in the bottom. If the kit resolves, but I think if it resolves, I don't care. Okay. Sorry, I should have muted myself. Let's see what he's playing. He's playing. Well, there's a lot of redundancy here. One for one, I guess. We banished both snows, which kind of sucks, but I both have this still. It's fine. I don't have any traps left. I drew the crime and I banished the other two. Okay, I don't want to use Rhino here. Check what he milled though. Okay, nothing really relevant. How many Night Sword Serpents do I banish? 0, so if I mill 8, I'm probably gonna hit one. Should deck them either way. And now that I only have one tier name to hit, I'm gonna use the Rhino last. I don't actually want to mill Havnus. I want to mill the Night Sword Serpent. I can make a zoo. Maybe I just make Dweller. I milled it. Dweller's probably just better, right? And actually, you can top deck Super Poly. Would be the one thing. But that's not even the biggest deal. I'll still have the Crime and the Scream. Because it's not like he has Shuffler and Super Poly. I know 3 cards in his hand. It's also not tier. Let's go Dweller. His hand is all graveyard effects, right? Oh, I forgot I had Reader. Cool. Yeah, I'd rather this in the grave, obviously. Does Master having different ban lists make it interesting enough for you? It can. Specifically Tears and Snow make a big difference for me. It should be guaranteed, right? I'm very set up. I don't know, Snow sucks, but I'll live with it. I can make Kaleido with the Crime as well. Oh, wait, no, that's the banish pile. Can I make Kaleido? I can. Up when you start making Chaos Rule and Tearlament. You can definitely do that now. You probably do with like mix it with cash cards at that point. I don't have the cash cards. I tried pulling them, but I couldn't. I'll probably do that later though. Like there's probably 3 ways to build it. It's like 2 which are chaos, or probably 4 ways. One is just the regular danger build, but it's weak to Maxi. Another is the 2 Chaos Ruler builds. So one is like 7 and 1 axis. So it's like playing stuff like Jet Synchron and Jet Synchron and like you can play Veiler even. Those level 1 tuners, so you can use Unicorn or Fenrir. You can even use this with the dangers, I guess, like the Nessie stuff. To make Chaos Ruler, that's pretty good. Danger stuff, you have Curious, which is really good. And then the other way is this. So you have the kind of like sleek version, that's what I call this, the vanilla, not very interesting. And then you'd have like a punk version of a Chaos Ruler, and the 3 and 5 axis, and the 7 and 1 axis, like Cash Tier with level 1s. There's another way, and then the Danger version. Those are the 4 ways I'd probably approach Tearlament right now. Blackwing Engine is cool. What the hell does that mean, Blackwing Engine? Ray had the mate base. I didn't see a mate base, but I'll go back and check. Maybe I had it and I'm just dumb. That's the card he drew. I'll just save us time and negate it, I guess. Okay, wait, I could just negate it with Rolk, right? Because it special summons a card? Whatever. Wait, what? Oh, did I use the wrong tier? I was supposed to use Havness, not that. Whatever. Lunalight tier. Every time I try that deck, it just doesn't work out. I don't think it would be right for right now either. I did not use both. Oh, did I activate both by mistake? I may have done that. That would have been really dumb, but that's what I get for not really paying attention. Will the Merlia ban kill this deck? Well, I'm not playing Merlia right now. It seems to be going okay. Activated both? Okay, that's just me making a mistake, not paying attention. The Gore's attack order. Did I do a Gore's attack order? I don't think I did. I was literally just putting in random. I knew every card he had, so I doubt it. To be fair, you've yet to get Bistjilled. What do you mean? I got Bistjilled. You show the deck. It's in VODs, but I can in a second. How do I check the mate bases, though? In deck. I should use these. You said deal field parts, mate base. There we go. 3 main cards. That's a pretty good 3 main cards, but we can probably change this up. Snow's our girl, obviously. Number 2. I don't know. Do this and that. I guess I should swap these. Wait, what? Hit. That. There you go. Snow, snow, snow. 2 snows. All right, we can do 3 snows. We can do 3 snows. I want Royal Snow so bad. No, we didn't get the WCQ field, or we didn't get the Worlds field. No, it would have been sick. All right, so how does it look like now? This. It's pretty good. What's the card I added next to Snow? Which card? Let me check. Night Sword Serpent. So this card triggers if it's sent off a card effect to revive itself once per turn. So you mill it, or you can send it off Sharon, or you can send it off of Grief. So it pairs with Grief as a combo starter. So like, let's get you playing. Or you normal this, use this. This is bad into Maxi though. Summon Rhino, send this, you trigger this and this, and then you can make Kit. You'll search Rhino again, you summon at mill 5, and hopefully you mill something and it can play. It obviously depends on the rest of your hand, but it gives you like the bare minimum going a little bit. You can also just get Sharon off the Grief instead of another Rhino, and then make Reader guaranteed and get Rolk, which is fine. You can ditch it off Sharon, it's a rank 4 play super easily. Again, you can also just make Reader. And then it also just good mill to set up Zodiac plays, because your end field is probably going to look like 1 or 2 traps plus Scream plus Rolk and a rank 4. and a Snow Engrave, which is a lot. Like, you should still win these games. It may not be as much as before, but that's a lot going on. And that's kind of the goal there. The reason I'm playing 2 is to see a little more often. Before I get yelled at for math, like max out on 3s. The reason why 2 of us is not as much of a egregious thing with the cards you want to mill is you're not drawing 5. You're not milling 5 cards like you are with drawing 5. It's you're milling like 11 cards roughly in a turn, sometimes more. Between that and the drawing, you see way more of your deck than you do just drawing your hand. So that's why it's okay to play less. And it can be a bit cloggy otherwise. By no means is this perfect. This is a list we mocked up in 5 seconds. Like, something I don't like being at 2. This doesn't have a reason to really be at 2, besides maybe not needing more starters and being lower quality than the others. But this was kind of just the general like first draft list we made. Squirrel set up a current deck list. Looks cool. Thank you very much. I need to work on commands. Snow is my ace monster. It is very much so. Yeah. Only thing you're iffing on is desires. I think the card is worth it, but I understand. Yeah, I know it's not a command, but I'm saying I need to work on making commands so that in the future I don't have to keep doing this and people can just click !deck and they'll have it. I'm just a noob with Twitch stuff and I'm still learning it all. I mean, Grief is not a teleport. You have to send a card. It's Clear New World, which hasn't been playable yet. Like, the card's not bad, but it's also just worse. We need emotes. You have some emotes, but yeah, I will keep working, guys. I promise. And I'm gonna keep working on as well. Like, I'm trying to fix the sound notification for the subs. For people who are here earlier in the stream, they would have seen. The sound doesn't work for some reason. I want to do it. But yeah. I only one shuffler. It could be 0, it could be 2. It depends on the format. These stop being starters anymore because you almost never get to pair them. So the reason why you'd play not max copies is they're only really used to mill, and they're like extra value if you mill them. So you have to decide if those are worth milling. It could be another Night Sword. It could be another Snow. It could be a different card to mill. It could be a card you don't even want to mill because you decide you have enough greed as is. If the format is very graveyard heavy, like you're expecting mirrors, then you'd probably play both shufflers because they're so good at milling that it's worth it. But yeah. Would you play Pearl Aragia in MS Shuttle when it comes out? No. That card is not actually terrible, but it's not very good either. Let's usually set up like King of the Swamp stuff, which is like neat, but that's the extent of its power. I feel bad because Squelp just did the current deck list thing, but I was thinking of probably ending the stream in a bit because we're approaching about 2.5. We've done 2.5 hours now, and if you know me, is that I cannot stream all day. What are your thoughts on Draco Slayer? Not very good. Same as TCG, not very good. We will probably do more TCG focused stream tomorrow. I'll talk about other tier variants as well at some point. And then on Thursday, I have a team war. And it's a no maxi format, so it'll be a more combo version of tier because I won't have to really care about maxi. But I'll have that for you guys on Thursday. And then I'll work on posting videos as well for you guys. 10 packs. Do I have enough? I do. All right, we can do 10 packs. I'm not in a rush to go, but I also don't want to keep dueling. Oh, this looks pretty good. Promising. Can't tell if Chaos Angel has eyes or not. I don't really look at Yu-Gi-Oh art, so weird question. Where is that supposed to be its face there? Would love to see me run Dragon Link. I stopped pulling this card. Dragon Link is cool, but I've always tended to just prefer the other dragon adjacent decks more. Probably could at some point. Right now I feel like I have so many other things to do first. But I have most of the dragon cards, so it's not like I won't. Make sure to do the event, free 3k gems. It's not free, it's mental torture. I mean, I'll probably do the event at some point. When does it end? F off. Like, God. The 29th? Okay, so that's plenty of time. I'll do it. I'll play it on stream. Don't worry, guys. And at least when I suffer, it'll be you guys watching and making fun of me, so that'll lighten the load a bit. You played Ray in the event? How would you play Sky Striker and with only darks? Finally. Oh, Raymond died. Okay. So, god damn it, Ray and Ryan use their stupid usernames. So, I mean, Ray's nickname is just an E at the end. Yeah. Ah. Anger era, great. I'm surprised it's so hard for me to Chaos Angel. I really like that card. No shortage of these, though. Did Orcus with Dark Arm Dragon? That sounds cool. I don't think I have the Orcus cards, though. I'm not going to craft for an event. It defeats the whole point. Probably should be some danger to your deck. Okay, when I looked at the foil shadows, whatever, it looks better than it was. This was fine, I guess. So I'm missing 1 Fenrir, 2 Unicorns, and 1 to 3 Chaos Angels. So you said I have to look if it has eyes or not. Can't really tell. Does it just not have a face? Is that supposed to be its face? Like in its crotch area? No, probably not, because there's things there too. It doesn't have a head. Is it like the Headless Horseman? Yeah. It looks hot. A weird fetish where you're just like decapitating people. It's wearing a helmet. A helmet that covers its whole head. I guess. Maybe it has like, it's like scared, so it stuck its head and it's like act like this. No, it's just nervous, right? Gotta be understanding to everybody's problems. Looks average. Yeah, no, I mean the pulls were fine. I'm like not mad about that. My first Fenrir, so I can't be that mad. You can look at the animation for more. I'm not gonna entertain this thought much more about what if Chaos Angel has eyes or not, or has a face. Very weird topic. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off for now though, guys. Let's find somebody to raid. I appreciate everybody for coming out for my return to Twitch. I will be back tomorrow, most likely, and Thursday for sure. And then probably every day until I leave for Brazil. And I'll start preparing some content for YouTube as well. So I will be back in the full swing of things. Apologize for being away for so long, but that's how it goes. Anyways, who is live that we should raid that does Yu-Gi-Oh content? Let's take a look. Appreciate that, Shy Kaori. Jude, he's streaming in Portuguese though. You know what? I'll send it to the fellow Worlds competitor. And maybe he'll speak in English for you guys. All right, sending over there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.